Let's jump right into this urgent explainer on the most critical infrastructural shift happening in Web3 right now. We're talking about the agentic economy. Look, we are officially way past the era of cute AI chatbots. We're stepping into a phase where autonomous AI agents are fully functional economic actors. But to actually make that massive leap, the underlying financial plumbing of the internet is being aggressively ripped out and rewritten.
So to really grasp the massive opportunity here, we've got to look at the biggest bottleneck in AI today. Why on earth are these hyper-advanced, autonomous models still stuck doing business at human speed? Think about it. The intelligence is completely autonomous, but the execution? It's trapped in this legacy quicksand.
It's literally like dropping a Ferrari engine into a horse-drawn carriage. I mean, these AI models can analyze risk and spot arbitrage windows in absolute milliseconds. But the exact second they actually need to pay for a data feed or execute a trade, bam, brick wall. They are forced onto these ancient legacy payment rails that require, days of manual human authorizations and clunky account setups.
When an agent spots a millisecond-long arbitrage window, well, that window vanishes into thin air while the machine sits there waiting for a human to click approve on a corporate credit card or mess around with an API key. The AI can clearly do the work, but the legacy financial system literally cannot keep up. Everything just stops dead right at the point of payment.
And here is exactly where the game completely changes. Web3 developers are just bypassing legacy finance entirely. They've built this trifecta of brand new machine-native standards. This is the exact infrastructure allowing AI agents to operate end-to-end. We're talking identity, commerce, and settlement, without a human ever touching the process. So let's break down this trifecta.
Pillar 1 is ERC 804, also known as the Trustless Agent Standard. This basically solves the who are you problem. Because before this, agents couldn't actually trust each other, right? But now they're issued a verifiable cryptographic on-chain identity.
And instead of relying on centralized gatekeepers, trust is built entirely on 3 public registries. The identity registry holds the agent's metadata, the reputation registry stores their performance feedback, and the validation registry records independent proof of their actual work. So a treasury agent can now hire, say, a data analysis agent and instantly verify its entire track record.
Okay, next up is the commerce layer, which is ERC 8183. Think of this as a freelance job board, but hard-coded directly into a smart contract specifically for AI agents. It was co-authored by Virtuals Protocol, and it provides this native, totally permissionless way for machines to hire each other, encode a specific task, and even settle disputes.
What this does is build a fully automated 4-step workflow. First, open. An agent defines a task and sets a budget. Second, funded. Funds are locked tightly in escrow. Third, submitted. The worker agent delivers a cryptographic hash of the completed work. And finally, terminal. An independent evaluator verifies it and the payment settles. Boom, just like that. Absolutely zero humans and no middlemen.
And finally, Pillar 3, the X402 protocol. This one is governed by the Linux Foundation, and it basically revives that old, dormant HTTP 402 payment required code. So when an agent requests data, the server pings back a price. The agent then automatically signs a stablecoin payment right from its wallet, and the data flows instantly.
But the true unlock here? It's the cost. X402 allows an agent to settle a USDC payment in under 2 seconds for just a fraction of a cent. We're talking $0.0001. This enables true micropayments. Sub-cent API calls and per-query billing, stuff that would literally instantly bankrupt you on Visa or MasterCard.
So stack those 3 together, and you've got a completely autonomous financial engine: identity, commerce, and settlement. Machines discovering, hiring, and paying each other at literal lightning speed. And well, this brings us to the multi-trillion-dollar question.
With the infrastructure now live and this Agentic economy scaling up, you really need to know where crypto-native liquidity is aggressively rotating today. Investors are already placing some massive bets on the protocols powering this brand new machine-to-machine economy.
Right now, we're seeing capital heavily consolidating around 3 main proxy bets. First up is BitTensor, or Tau, which is the $3.2 billion market cap leader for decentralized machine intelligence. Second is Virtuals Protocol, or Virtual, which is just absolutely dominating the commerce layer over on the base network. And third is Kite, capturing that high volatility, high attention liquidity in this newly emerging segment.
Zooming in on Virtuous Protocol for a second, the fundamentals here are just staggering. Like, these are not your typical speculative ghost chains. By February 2026, Virtuous had recorded over 1.77 million completed agent-to-agent jobs. They effectively created an agent GDP of $479 million, capturing over 90% of daily active agent wallets on base. That is massive.
But hey, before you go blindly deploying capital, we really need a stark reality check, because machine speed finance naturally brings machine speed systemic risk. We are essentially granting autonomous models access to irreversible financial rails. And that combination, it creates vulnerabilities that traditional finance literally cannot even comprehend.
To really understand the threat here, just look at what happened in February 2026. Exactly 15,000 AI agents, all of them running slight variations of the exact same open-source trading model, read the exact same on-chain signal at the exact same millisecond.
And because they basically shared the same foundational brain, they all tried to exit the exact same liquidity pool on the exact same block. The result of that, they wiped out $400 million in leverage in 3 seconds. It's crazy.
This whole event, which came to be known as the February Wick, really exposed the ultimate danger here: adversarial herding. As researchers at Queco pointed out, the big risk isn't just one individual agent failing. The real risk is a monoculture of agents creating systemic fragility by losing diversity of thought. When an entire AI army executes a simultaneous exit, it triggers a flash crash that human beings simply cannot react to. And worse, institutional predators are already out there feeding fake data just to trick these agents.
Which leaves us with this final, frankly, somewhat terrifying thought. The agentic economy is no longer just theoretical. The standards are fully live, the agents are out there transacting, and the capital is actively flowing. But as we hand these machines the keys to the global financial engine, who is actually holding the steering wheel? It's the multi-trillion-dollar question this industry has to answer. Let that sink in.